Hey guys, and welcome to the Crypto Wave podcast, where we keep you up to date on the latest news, trends, and people that are making waves in crypto. I'm Jennifer from Space Coast Crypto Consulting. Joining me here today, my co-hosts Jesse and Joey.
Good afternoon, everybody. Jesse, how are you?
Bitcoin's a new fucking gold.
No, you forgot a word in there.
Forget about it.
No, we used something else.
Is transitory?
No.
So how is Bitcoin the new gold, Joey?
How is it?
Yeah.
It's climbing. It's climbing. I told you.
But the gold never climbed.
Gold is declining.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, gold is declining.
Gold is actually in the negatives. I think it's
down. It's down a little bit.
2%.
Yeah.
And
You want me to look it up?
Bitcoin's surging on some breaking news today.
Yes. So let's go through our headlines real quick.
All right. Yeah.
So breaking CPI numbers came out. Inflation has hit a record high of 6.2%, the highest inflation rate that we've seen in over 30 years.
Unfreaking-believable.
I mean, can you guys see it though? You go to the
Oh,
grocery
God.
store, everything is like
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yes.
Did you see the shelves are empty? I went last week when I went to the grocery store. They had no cream cheese. How can you not have cream cheese?
That's a travesty.
It is a travesty.
Only Philadelphia brand or all cream cheese?
They actually didn't even have the Publix brand. How about that?
That's pretty bad.
They didn't have the Publix brand. They had more of the Philadelphia brand, and the only Publix that they had that I really liked. I mean, they had the onion and onion and chives.
Let's look back in.
All right.
This
But
is
they
not
had
even
the
the first story yet.
And they had the vegetable, which was all right.
That sucks.
Well, I didn't want too garlicky, and I didn't want too oniony.
Well, gold is supposed to be a hedge against inflation. Gold numbers are down, and Bitcoin surged on the news, hitting an all-time high of almost marking 69,000. So, there's a whole army of people on Twitter that are calling for $69,420 Bitcoin, 69,420.
Of course, because they're
420,
juveniles.
The 420 number.
Bunch of
Jesse, do you want to explain to our audience that don't understand what the 420 reference is?
I have no desire. I want to stick to crypto today.
Okay.
We have a lot of show.
Okay.
And I don't want these. I want to give our audience what they came for. So
All right.
Stay on track. So
I'm sorry.
The infrastructure bill. You could help. Blame that. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's not on the script right now.
Well, with inflation,
But let's be honest. When you print a bunch of money,
I know.
Yeah, we're printing money, adding more money into the circulating supply. So we're devaluing our currency. So monetary policy, we have a monetary policy that is supposed to inflate our money by design at a target rate of 2% per year. Not 6%
in 5
per
months.
month. Yes. So that just means that the hard-earned dollars that we're going and trading our time for money at work are deflating. So we're working. Some people are working harder, and we're receiving less money. So are our employers going to start giving us a raise? Like, are we going to ask for a 6% raise? That way we could be making the same amount of money for the work that we're doing, because at this rate, we are working harder for less money. Like, our dollars are buying us less. And we're seeing this in housing prices, right? Like, people think, oh, I'm so rich now. My house is double. No, that's not what that means. It actually means that your dollars are worth less, so you need more of them to buy your home.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a valid point.
Very.
That I would love for people to really kind of get that concept through their head, because a lot of them, and I don't blame you. We saw this back in 02, 03. I call that the bling bling era. Everybody had an SUV. Gas prices were low. Things were good. And then, we were spending a bunch. We were at war after 9/11 in 2001. And the economy was good. We were spending a bunch on military, a bunch on defense. And people felt confident. And they were buying property. And I was in Southwest Florida at the time. And trust me, it was a buying spree. We would rent passenger vans and take investors out and show them just potential commercial land, empty residential lots, whatever. they were buying everything.
So what are we seeing in the market now? Has the real estate market, is it starting to cool down? Are prices still at all-time highs?
They will cool down because of the policies with the Fed wanting to, the subprime rates and some of the other borrowing rates are going to continue to escalate. We've been at historic all-time lows for the last 6 years. I've been telling everybody to buy.
Yeah.
Because you will.
Because the interest rates are low.
This is
I've
a
been
once in
reading
a lifetime type of thing. The last generation that saw this low. Well, let's just put it this way: this is the first generation that saw this low. We haven't been sub 4% in a long time, and you were able to get some.
What is it
15,
now, Jesse?
50, I don't know. I'm not a lender, but it's for a good borrower. It's different. So when you ask rates, it's really different.
Yeah, it all depends.
800
on,
score is going to be way different than a 600
It
score.
all depends on how.
VA product is going to be different than a bridge loan. So you have all these different products out there. But what I'm saying is, if the Fed has their way, they're going to continue raising that. Banks are going to have to put, again, they're going to have less of that capital to loan because again, and the buyers are going to leave the market. They don't want to borrow at 5-6% when everybody else just sold or bought at 3.5% and 4%. So I think some buyers will come out of that market. They'll wait. You'll start to see more renting, and it's really hard to speculate. It really is. It's such a confusing time because combined with inflation, combined with what the Fed's doing, combined with also there's a supply chain disruption. So the builders, until they are able to build at the capacity and the demand that they're seeing, so you're still seeing demand because there's low supply. Mm-hmm. But once the supply catches up and the buyers start to shrink and the supply kind of increases, they're going to meet in the middle, and that's where we're going to see where it kind of starts to stabilize. And as we like to use, consolidate or just kind of settle down. Because right now, it's been a seller's market. Great time to sell. Great time to sell. Great time to sell. But as soon as there's less buyers in the market, and then when there's more buyers, more properties than buyers, then you're going to be in a buyer's market. So buyers are going to have plenty to choose from. But right now, it's we're still waiting to see what the Fed does. But I will tell you this: real estate is also still in demand because people are hedging with real estate to beat the dollar. Crypto and real estate right now are hot. But I don't know for how long. Everybody's speculating. Everybody thinks they have an answer. Nobody has an answer, folks.
Yeah, if somebody
especially
tells
in
you
different markets.
that they have an answer, run, because nobody knows what it's going to look like.
Right.
But a lot of experts in the real estate market have a theory that because of all of the extra money that they are adding into circulation, that it's just going to increase the amount. Prices will just continue to rise.
For instance, if we start giving families $500,000, for crossing the border, you're going to have a lot of new home buyers.
I don't know if they're going to get all that.
I'm just saying.
I get it.
But let's just, so everybody's kind of watching everything. Right. Everything's very highly speculative. I shouldn't say very. It's highly speculative. But an exciting thing with real estate as well is we are accepting Bitcoin. People are buying homes with Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin rises, we have a lot of Bitcoin superstars, a lot of new money through crypto. Then, of course, you're still going to find a lot of buyers. Again, as long as there's a good amount of buyers, the home values will stay up. It's when that buyer number starts increasing, if they all go to renting, and the borrowing power starts to shrink because banks want 8-10% to buy a home, you're going to see a lot of buyers leaving the market and just going to rent or whatever else, and they'll wait it out. Hopefully, maybe not. Those rates will come back, but we've been at historic lows. Everybody's been refinancing, again, pulling that equity out, whether it's real gain or an inflationary gain.
I'm just concerned, as inflation, and then Jennifer just said, well, employers going to raise them, give people rates of 6%. It's going to come from somewhere, and it's going to come to the benefit. It's going to come out of the employer. I mean, the employee. I mean, you got all these people not getting employed with the vaccines. Havoc is going to happen eventually.
Well, we're going
to see some high unemployment come up real soon too.
Well, we just had,
and we already are. Right?
I know, and you're going to see those numbers even more.
Well, we just had a really good jobs report. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why the Nasdaq and the
yeah, but we're going through the
Dow Jones
holiday right
all-
now. But I have a feeling something's gonna. It's not going to sustain.
Well,
I have a feeling.
And
I
there
don't
are
trust.
so many jobs open right now
but
with
nobody's-
people not wanting to work, right? So what's to stop you from saying like, hey, are you going to raise my pay 10%? If not, I could just go and find the next open position.
That's a good point. However, sorry, Jesse.
It's a really good time to negotiate as an employee.
Yeah. Oh,
Go renegotiate your contracts. Go sit down with HR. Say, hey, you need me more than I need you. Because let's be honest, I could go on Indeed or any of these other marketplaces and find somebody who will pay a bonus, who will help me relocate, that will give me everything I need to join their company. What are you going to do to keep me? Wow. So sit down with HR. It's a really good time to negotiate. But even entry level, if you're a line cook or a hostess, server, busser in a restaurant, anything entry level, listen, there's a lot of people hiring. Go in there.
McDonald's is paying $15 an hour.
Yeah,
and that's a starting.
Well,
18 for managers.
I'm gonna go talk to my HR manager and see if I can get a raise.
Hello, I'm your HR manager. How are you, Joey?
No.
I'll have to talk to myself.
I don't
know.
talk to myself, right?
Well, I think they have to. They have to do some things to get the economy running. That's what it is. They do.
Yeah.
It's.
But let's
But
what?
I don't want to get into that path.
Let's just stop asking the government for help. They never have helped in the history of the government.
Well, that's part of the problem right now.
No,
they got in the way.
Let's move on.
The moral of the story
It's only been 10
guys.
minutes, and I'm already getting really excited.
The moral of the story is record-breaking CPI. You want to find a home for those dollars. You want to put your money into assets that are appreciating in time, not depreciating like the U.S. dollar is. So whether it be real estate, whether it historically was gold, now seems to be Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
Crypto in general, yeah.
So Jefferies, who is a $440 billion asset manager, has actually repositioned their gold holdings. So they have sold off some gold in exchange for some Bitcoin to hedge against inflation. So this is big money here. This is an asset manager that manages $440 billion. Is
that all?
And they're saying... They're saying, hey, this gold stuff is not working, and we need to put our money into something that's going to protect the purchasing power.
Gold has never been there to make money. You hedge against the dollar with it. Okay, so when the dollar starts to lose value, you get gold, and it's been like this all the time. If you want to hedge against inflation, then you get into a ETF or some other kind of fund or real estate that actually appreciates at a conservative amount. Conservative means 3.5 to maybe like 7, maybe even as high as 10%. You're just trying to keep up with inflation. Okay, now those are vehicles in order to secure a different thing. Then you have like some. I would consider them like a stable coin, like bonds. Like those you just hold just to not have your money in a liquid form like cash. And that and I mean, I'm talking like 1-2%. They're really just something to fall back on. But again, if you're diversifying, you need something that you could always count on, a treasury bond or some other kind of bond. Has always historically been at least like 5-10% of someone's portfolio in case everything goes to crap. Those bonds will still be hold value. Precious metals, yes, either through a market like the New York Stock Exchange or wherever you would consume the precious metals, or you hold bullion, you hold the gold bars or whatever else, or you have it in a safe deposit box. But that has traditionally been where your money goes.
Yeah, and every currency reset in history throughout thousands of years has always been a reset back to gold. So, that if we go through something like that again, having physical gold to be able to trade and interact with, it could be important, but it's also very manipulated in the paper market, and I think that's what we're seeing now, lots of manipulation.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because if gold shows that it's strong, then that is a clear indication that the dollar is weak, and the government and the stock market doesn't want to signal that.
Jesse lost me with the bullion. I just keep thinking about beef and chicken now, so.
Yeah.
Wait again, derail a conversation.
We always bringing it back to food. I think he's hungry. Where's the bacon wrap Twinkies?
We have the DeFi Diva and the Derail Daddy. Hashtag Derail Daddy. From here on out.
Hashtag DeFi Diva in the house.
That's right.
Yeah. Ooh.
Derail
That was
Daddy.
getting heavy. It was just getting heavy.
Okay, moving
All right,
on to the next one.
a little friendly Bitcoin competition amongst mayors. Yesterday or earlier in the week on Twitter, somebody asked, who is going to be the first person in government to receive their pay in Bitcoin? And so our Miami Mayor Suarez was the first to come out and say that he would take his first paycheck, followed by the new New York mayor. His name is Eric Adams, and he came out and said, I'll take my next 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. So Mayor Suarez said, hey, I'll take my whole salary in Bitcoin. So they're upping each other. And I think it's really great to see this new mayor of New York, like being so forward thinking and being just so different from anything that they've ever had in history. And so he would also like to incorporate teaching these new financial technologies and teaching blockchain and things that are important that are actually going to be like these future jobs to children in schools.
Well,
it's going to be a whole nother trade.
Yes.
I think so, but New York has some other issues that he has to focus in on too.
Okay. Once again,
Don't
Derail
get me
Daddy.
started. Don't get me started on New York.
But what I love is that they're both, being competitive. And I love that. I'll see this and I'll raise you. I love that attitude because I really wish that even more CEOs, because they do take stock options as part of their salary. They take the bonuses and everything else. But it'd be really nice to see them contribute to an even more growing trend, in my opinion, a future trend. And it really says something about, because both of these cities, New York, in fact, just today, started to enable their New York City coin to be staked.
Yep.
That happened today.
Yes.
Already, Miami coin already has people mining and staking the Miami coin. And that's something that I've actually...
You talked about that.
I spent 2 hours on there today. I got my Hilo wallet on my Brave. Mm-hmm. It's an extension. So I got that because that's how you trade eventually in mine. So I'm learning all these different things. So I'm going to mine Miami coin, New York City coin. I think Austin, San Francisco are also in queue as far as new cities. But each coin or each city is going to have their own coin. Watch out for this because this is going to be fun. How else are they going to fund infrastructure and other fund projects where you have a certain population who are holding their tokens to be staked. People are then borrowing against those values, and in return, as someone who's staking, it's almost like a bond to build a road.
It's a bond. I was just going to say it's a bond.
So it's very, very similar, and it's kind of like the same vehicle, but guess what? You could trade it.
Modern.
Eventually, you could trade it. You could mine it. You could do all these fun things with these city coins. Look into it. I promise you guys, it's some intriguing stuff.
Yeah, it's really great. It's really great to see this Miami mayor step out and say, I want to be the #1 blockchain city in the U.S. And the mayor in Miami has already said that. And then also in Texas, they have been front runners and forward thinkers in the space. So it's good to see it
in New York,
infiltrate.
he has to keep the people in New York. He has to do things to keep people from moving to New York.
Well, and New York is one of
they got to keep them from moving to Miami.
New York is one of the tightest as far as regulation in cryptocurrency. Like they actually, all of these exchanges like Binance and several other ones, they allow trading everywhere in the U.S. except for New York. So they are very difficult to get through all of their regulations. So now maybe this will change. Yeah, because how are you going to keep your citizens, right? If they want to move to the tech hub and it's in Miami, then they're coming here.
Wow. You see how many people are moving here every day?
Bikinis and coins. That's all Miami needs to sell.
Isn't that a bar down the corner?
That's their whole postcard. It's a Bitcoin bikini on a girl.
I need one of those.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That'd be fresh.
Could that be our new logo since we're Crypto Wave? Wouldn't that fit in? We should have thought of that.
All right. Well, we hired the model. We'll order the bikini, and
We
then
already
we'll
have a
take
diva.
pictures.
We have a diva.
whatever it is. If you could convince her to wear a bikini,
I do
We'll have to
my,
talk to HR.
I do have my Bitcoin shirt on though today.
it's a very blingy,
It's very
Yes.
blingy Bitcoin
Diamonds,
icon.
Bitcoin all-time
She's
high,
very fancy,
celebrating.
Yeah.
Yes.
very fancy with the muckety muck she hangs out with.
69,420, the new
Yep.
value.
That's too much math.
Also, who else is taking Bitcoin as salary?
Some pro athletes we talked about.
Well, let's
Jennifer,
explore
why
that.
don't you tell us?
All right, so Apple CEO's Tim Cook reveals that he has crypto holdings, and in an interview that was done yesterday. Now, this is the first time that he has publicly talked about this. Maybe it's the first time that he's publicly been asked. He did clearly state that he is not adding Bitcoin onto Apple's balance sheet, but in the past we've talked about them hiring crypto specialists and payment specialists that specialize in blockchain. And so now he just nonchalantly was like, oh yeah, I own Bitcoin, I own Ethereum. So he didn't mention how much that he owns, or if he did say that there is no direct plan to add it onto their balance sheet, but he's going to.
But do you think?
But will he ask to be paid his salary in Bitcoin?
Or
You go.
with Apple, what I was going to jump in is, were they also looking to accept Bitcoin as payment, either?
Oh yeah, with their
Doge or-
Apple Pay.
with
I
their
mean, they
Apple
have
Pay
all
or-
of the
yeah.
infrastructure to do it. They have everything
So-
set up where they could just integrate it, similar to like how Jack Dorsey with Twitter integrated payments and. But on the news of who else has been paid in Bitcoin, some NFL players like bless you, like Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers, the quarterback there, Aaron Rodgers, he has received a large portion of his pay in Bitcoin. Russell Okun, you guys know him?
Sounds familiar, but don't.
Okay.
Don't go too deep.
You don't own his NFT.
I
No.
don't, and we're
Okay.
gonna show my NFT, so don't go anywhere.
And then how about this one? Tom Brady, have you heard of him?
A little bit.
yeah, him and Gronkowski gave Bitcoin to the
To
kid.
the
Yeah,
guy.
he
60,000
gave a whole-
in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He gave one whole Bitcoin in exchange for his 600th
Touchdown
ball.
Yep.
That he gave
amongst other
some.
things, around the golf and season tickets and all these other fun
Yeah,
things.
not only that, like he is the spokesperson for crypto.com.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is that is now doing a commercial with crypto.com?
Oh, we talked about
Matt Damon.
Yes.
Matt Damon.
We talked
and,
about it last episode.
and Doogie Howser for the
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick.
For everybody younger than
He'll always be
younger than
Doogie
30.
Howser. I don't even know that. I don't even know what his character
and
name
that's
was.
a reference
on Married
for
with
that's a reference for 35
How I
and
met
over.
How I Met Your Mother, whatever he was. And I still don't buy that character because he's never mind.
Hey, listen. Bottom line, we got
Hashtag
huge
the real daddy.
we got huge names coming in. So Tim Cook from Apple, Jack Dorsey from Square. I know your thoughts. Elon Musk, right?
What about him?
Just big names in there.
Oh.
So who is next? It's just game theory, right? It's like nobody wants to be the first. Nobody wants to be the last.
Mark Cuban has publicly. I just watched something regarding NFTs.
Yeah.
He thinks it's going to be really big.
Mm-hmm.
What was his quote? I'm trying to recall.
His old quote that he was.
Well, he was saying that NFTs can be used as a utility or something that it made sense for him, and so I'm just trying to recall it, but I'm not going to try to paraphrase or guess. But he was, I mean, he seemed very,
Bullish,
encouraging.
yeah.
Very
Well-
encouraging for NFTs.
Well, for him, being an NBA owner, just like you said, we have the NFTs for all the sports memorabilia. I mean, he could capitalize just with his Dallas Mavericks for his basketball team.
Well, trust me,
So-
if he knew his team would accept Bitcoin, which if it's growing, he's pretty much paying them free money, like that he didn't have to earn, versus a dollar that's shrinking very rapidly. So as someone who owns a basketball team and has to pay these guys their $100,000 a game salaries, would you rather have Bitcoin making you $2 million on your holdings every week as it's been growing, and you pretty much just sell off the profits and pay your team without ever touching your working principal, the cash money that you have, right? And yeah, I would honestly, like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, and there's a feature that Strike offers. So Strike, they have worked with Jack Dorsey and the Lightning Network and everything.
What was the name of that company?
Strike.
Strike?
Yes. So it's Jack Mahler's company, and they have enabled a feature that's called Pay Me in Bitcoin, and where you can actually set up to have direct deposit sent right to your account, and your employer doesn't even necessarily have to know that you're being paid in Bitcoin. You could set it up to where your paycheck is sent directly to them. They convert it for you, and it gets sent to you. So that is how Mayor Suarez is going to implement this feature for his salary through using the Strike app.
Strike app,
Yeah.
direct deposit.
Interesting.
Sure is.
Yeah, so anybody could do it. So who's going to do it here? I'll do it.
Well, I was gonna say for break, I'm gonna go get my wallet because I just got a new debit card. This one's from Coinbase.
Yeah.
So I have a Venmo, a Cash App, and a Coinbase credit card.
I got the Coinbase.
Okay. So here's a great thing. I could sell whatever portion of whatever crypto I'm holding in that wallet and convert it to USD and then go spend USD like I normally would. I don't need a bank. The Cash App is my bank now. Venmo is my bank now. Okay. Coinbase is my bank. So as long as I can sell it and into USD and or transact it so that it's working like cash, and I'm holding USD on that card, I can spend it just like any other debit card.
This is why Visa and MasterCard have recently come out, and they're getting on board allowing crypto custody and payments through their networks, because they have to either adapt and thrive or die, and they're going with the trend.
And right now I have a Visa with Capital One. I have another Visa. I don't think I'm holding any MasterCard, but Capital One hasn't said, hey, bring your crypto over to Capital One and use your credit card.
Yeah,
or it'd be really cool if I could sell my crypto and pay down my balance.
I haven't seen anything
on a Capital One card.
I haven't seen anything from Capital One.
Me
I
neither.
get a ton of junk mail from Capital One.
So
constant. Nothing.
So Visa or MasterCard, they can. They could facilitate with getting Bitcoin or using your Bitcoin to spend, but it really depends on which bank you're using.
Yeah.
That has employed Visa or MasterCard to be that that credit card facilitator. Because I don't think Visa and MasterCard have their own bank, right? You don't find like a Visa bank, Visa card.
They use one of the big ones they use is like an exchange, which is like First Data. You go through First Data, or one of the when you sign up with your credit card company, you use First Data, and then First Data takes.
Well, now you're talking about merchant accounts.
Merchant accounts,
right?
Yeah, and then you use your bank, and then
right. So that's what I'm saying. They're a third party.
It's a third party, yes.
They're not a
Right.
Credit One
They don't have
or
a bank.
Capital One
Right.
or any of these
Right.
other
Right.
banks, that are soliciting. I think only Amex is the only credit card that it's a bank and a card. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even Discover or Discover. I think Discover is its own banking card.
Discover at one time was Sears, a long time ago.
Well, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
Right.
it's a Discover card, and you use the Discover.
Better.
I wish I knew a name for that, but whatever merchant account, whatever merchant service. So they're a merchant service that helps banks use at a point of sale system, right? Anyway, off tangent, derail daddy once again. So what?
Hey, we have a question in the comments here.
Oh, perfect.
I'm not sure how old it was.
And thank you for all those that are watching live. Again, we try to do this every week, and if you want to share it, comment, questions.
So I'm thinking this question may be for you, Jesse, because
okay.
you mentioned mining,
Yeah.
but it says, how do you mine, so to speak? That's something I haven't had time to look into yet.
Well, traditionally, mining was always like you would get this protocol on your computer, like some kind of software, and you would use your computer, typically like a graphics card. And this is how traditionally Bitcoin has been mined, to the point where your little old laptop graphics card could have done it. But now Bitcoin needs so much power that unless you have the best NVIDIA cards that are built solely for mining, and you have towers of them and warehouses that are, football fields long, like they do in Russia and other places, undisclosed throughout the planet, just mining all day. So for us little people, we can't really mine Bitcoin. It's not going to be worth your computer or anything else. But the city coins, the protocol would still work, I believe, on just a regular home computer up until it gets to where it's so large and the processing takes so much. And then, of course, only people with the most highest, type of computing power are going to be able to mine. But I was invited to mine Bitcoin 10 years ago. But I was already afraid of it, and I think I've told the story, because I was already doing Napster, and it graduated to LimeWire. Then it was Pirate Bay, and I was doing all this peer-to-peer. What are you going to arrest me now? I think there's a statute of limitations. But I was one of those guys, and I have all kinds of videos, and discographies of all kinds of artists that I've collected. And I didn't like the idea, because I felt like I was getting a lot of malware, a lot of spyware, a lot of things were attached to all of these. So I was like,
Napster.
you know what? I'm losing computers. I can't turn it on, or I got to reboot, or I got to reset, or it was such a pain in the ass. So when somebody says, "Oh, just leave it on your computer, somebody's going to borrow it to mine," I was like, no one's borrowing my computer. So I didn't do it. I didn't take advantage of, of making 10-cent Bitcoins.
I have
at the
a
time.
really great resource. It's called whattomine.com. And through this website, you can actually enter in whether you have a GPU or an ASICs or whatever type of graphic card that you are using, in combination with your electric bill, in combination with whatever type of computer that you have and how much energy you're using, and which different crypto it is, and the different methodology that you have to use to mine. And it will let you know exactly what your profit monthly will be. So then you can find out, like, okay, is all of this electricity and all of this processing power mixed with your electric bill, and how hot it will make your home, or if you need to pay for a facility.
That's a consideration.
So what could somebody make mining, even on a small level? Like, if they were just mining something.
Well, let me try to answer this, Jennifer. If you're doing like a SHIB, which is like a fraction of a cent,
okay,
that's how much you're making.
A fraction.
You're making one SHIB every, say, hour. It's a fraction of a penny, a trillionth of a dollar. So how much are you making? You're making one SHIB, which is, it's not worth a whole lot right now.
I'll say a shekel.
Whatever you want to.
Yeah.
It's a this of a this of a this. So if your computing power in your little laptop is doing one SHIB a day, is it really worth it? Because I know I could just pay for $2. I get 100,000 SHIB. So you just have to do I want to let my computer just sit there? I can't use it now. It's a mining machine.
Right.
Okay? 24/7. It's just mining. So you really have to say, well, can I give up one machine all day, every day, to make so many, with 2 cents, 10 cents, whatever the price of the token is every day, or or however much power is expended to produce that coin. You may be able to get 10 or 100 SHIB a day, depending on your computing power.
If you really want to know the calculations, like I said, you can visit this whattomine.com.
I like that.
I like that.
You can type in your exact like graphics cards or GPUs that you're using and get a more accurate
All right,
number.
go Joey, and then I got to follow up.
Okay, I have another question on that. So you could choose who you want to mine for. Is that
go to the site? Any more questions regarding mining?
I'm just, in case people have questions, I'm just trying to follow up for the
So I just want to get through this, because
I
we got to
you.
go to break.
Okay, we'll go to break.
Boys,
so
calm down.
He's testy today, isn't he?
I want to get to break because it's already 35 minutes.
Okay, it's a fun show.
It's a fun show, but we're going in another direction.
All right,
I think
come
we
on.
answered the question, and I think that's a great question, and please keep them coming.
Yes.
But we just, we have so much to get through.
Okay.
Okay.
Intermission's going to be fun.
It's really not. It's
All right,
never
let's go
fun.
to break. Jennifer, get us out of here.
Oh, he said, "Oh, awesome! We'll absolutely check it out." Great, thank you so much for the comment, Christopher.
And
Who is it?
And let's be honest.
What's his last name?
If you do have any
I'll tell
questions,
you later.
Oh, I know who it is.
if we have any
Hi,
questions,
nephew. Love you.
if we have any further questions, please email, text the DeFi Diva. What's your contact information?
Jennifer at spacecoastcryptoconsulting.com. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions or help you if you're interested in buying, selling, or storing digital assets. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to bring things in with some great infrastructure bill news. It's going to be awesome.
Goody.
Yeah.
I
You thought
can't
it was
wait.
heated now. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Cryptocurrency can be confusing and hard. At Space Coast Crypto Consulting, we make cryptocurrency easy for you to learn and understand. In a world of uncertainty and out-of-control central banks, it's our mission to empower you with the knowledge that you need to confidently control and grow your own crypto portfolio. Call now to begin your crypto journey. 321-412-4021. That's Space Coast Crypto Consulting at 321-412-4021.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. What a fun first half that was. A little heated. Jesse was a little, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. He didn't even talk to me during intermission. He wouldn't even talk to me.
That's not even heated.
He didn't even look at me.
Because I produce a show. I got things to do.
Whoa. Now he's throwing titles around.
Listen,
Big
guys.
shot.
I'm just saying, I had to cue up the commercial.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing that.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Because
Did you guys like that commercial during the break?
I like it.
Did you guys like
In
that?
a world.
well,
Of uncertainty.
not to push my title around, but I helped produce
Yes, he did.
the commercial, so of course I'm very
Yeah.
proud of it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
thank
did.
you.
Pushing titles. Pushing titles.
Hey, listen, in a world of uncertainty
In a world. It's like,
and out of control
don't you
central
hear
banks,
that guy? That's that sound guy. Here we go. Anyway, so we're
On
back.
topic.
So we're back. All right,
Back
we're
on
back.
topic.
So 3 months later, finally, we get a vote on this infrastructure bill. Friday, in the middle of the night, when everybody's sleeping, the House finally passed this bipartisan infrastructure bill.
But it has yet to be signed.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's not been signed. He's waiting for a photo op, so they say.
Oh.
I think it's a stall tactic.
So how is crypto going to be impacted and affected with this?
I didn't realize that crypto
This
was
bill.
part of infrastructure.
I haven't read 2,500 pages of anything in a long time.
No.
Well, you know,
I
it's a
think War and
way.
Peace was less.
So they added crypto into this infrastructure bill as a way to generate some sort of money to help pay for the infrastructure bill. So it was a small amount, like I can't remember how much, 60 billion.
All I heard they wanted to.
Why do they want that
They wanted
tax revenue when they could just print trillions?
They wanted to double the amount of IRS agents to monitor
80
any transaction
80,000.
over $600.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what's in the bill.
Yeah.
Is that in the bill?
Well, that's
No,
what was read to
originally,
me.
I thought it was taken out at first, and
I
I don't
heard
know.
that-
Steve Scalise wrote it, read part of the bill, and that was
Did he?
that was in it
That was
on
still
the
in
House
it?
floor when they were
Oh.
debating it. Oh yeah, he went through all these different
Yeah,
provisions
I wasn't sure
that
if that
make
was still in it.
no mistake. Like no, they make no sense. It has nothing to do with roads
They
and
have
bridges.
electric school bus vehicles.
Big deal.
I mean, honestly, like I've seen school buses. Half of them are empty because most kids rather go, with their parents in their car, and to make sure that they're not playing hooky. Because I remember the easiest thing was like, oh, I'm gonna take the bus today. We never got on that bus. You kidding me?
One of the high schools here, they have that whole parking lot just for golf carts.
Oh yeah, probably
Vera High,
Yeah.
Century Elementary.
Yeah.
So, but again, and then some kids are opting to be homeschooled, or not the kids, but the parents are opting to homeschool their kids instead of sending them, to public school.
I
So, I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with a good old fashioned school bus. It runs, a loop of 10 miles twice a day. That's not our problem. The problem is your private jets. Okay. That's your problem. Your problem is your commercial jets. Your problem is volcanoes, like of all the things that are contributing
Cows.
to CO2,
cows.
methane, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Everything. There's so many other things existentially that are a problem with our, CO2 emissions. The problem is also we're chopping down beautiful virgin rainforests in Brazil and throughout Central America, South America, and everywhere else. Okay, that's a problem because hardwood, those mature forests sequester. That means they bring in those harmful CO2. Trees need CO2.
Right.
Okay, and then we get rid of those. So again, stop using paper, folks. Stop, ride a bike, carpool, like do things on your own.
Ride a bike.
Stop asking for people in the government to solve these issues, because they've never been good at any issues.
No, they screw everything up.
They screw everything up. They inflate it. They make it to where it's a business, and then the business gets corrupted, and then nobody knows where the money's going. Like, look at the DEA. Okay, does anybody even account for all their spending? Like, no. All these three-letter agencies. It's anyway. That's why I can't talk about this.
I got
because I get very.
He's getting all flustered.
I do get flustered.
I know,
because we can't afford $3.5 trillion.
I know we can't.
I can't afford it.
I know. Part
Personally.
of it is this. You talk about trees. Part of this bill is that green new energy, and you just see that China is still going to be producing coal.
China isn't part. Like, they're the
I
biggest
know
part
they're
of
not even. But we're supposed to be. It's ridiculous. You got me stuttering like.
That's what I'm saying, Joey.
It's a joke.
You got India with 4 billion people. You got China with 3.5 billion people. You have these
I get
huge populations of people that don't care. Like, have you seen a river in India? It's filled with just litter. And you have all these you have all these rivers that are going out into different oceans. America's not the problem. No. Okay, us the little 330 million people are not the problem. It's the billions of people in Asia and India who don't have any regulation. They have no EPA.
It's just a tax, and I don't know how taxing the American people is going to clean our air. I really don't. It has nothing to do with it. It's just a way to tax the American people.
I already drive a Prius.
You do.
I gave up driving for 5 years. I rode a bike. Who's done that?
Did you have a DUI?
What's the matter? I could have driven after 1 year, but I decided not to. Why are you laughing?
I thought that was funny for Jennifer.
I will reach over this table. No, it's
I thought
great.
that was funny.
Thanks for the embarrassment. I mean,
you brought it up.
No, I said I rode a bike for 5 years.
Well, she asked the question.
Yeah, so who brought it up? She did.
I didn't know if that's what it was. Hey, listen, I ride a bike.
I'm not going to be dishonest. I have no reason to lie to people.
I ride a bike, too.
Yeah, but I rode it everywhere. I rode it in the rain. I rode it in the hot. I rode it in the cold.
Newspaper.
Okay, the real daddy. Can I just tell my story without a newspaper article? Like, I need precious time for the NFT. But what I'm saying is, it's personal responsibility. You want to recycle, recycle. You want to walk to school, walk to school. You want to ride a bike to work, ride a bike to work. Just, we don't need the government to get in the way because they've never done anything effectively except tax us.
So with this infrastructure bill, how is it going to affect the crypto market? Well, there are two things that the infrastructure bill looks at. So the first thing is the definition of a broker. So they want to change the definition of a broker to include anybody that transacts in crypto. So not only the exchanges that are involved in transactions, but also people that are involved in mining and even staking. So any type of person that deals with the cryptocurrency, they want to be able to tax them. And this opens up the doors to a lot of problems because, for example, miners or stakers, like, they don't have access to that personal information of like where the coins go to and who's profiting off of them and capital gains and things like that. So it's like it gives a privacy issue, and then it also makes it pretty much impossible to be able to provide the information that the IRS wants accurately. So it could make everybody a criminal, essentially.
Well, that's why they're doubling the IRS workforce in this bill, because they do want to see your Coinbase account. That's why they want to verify your Coinbase and all these with a state ID, with a social security number. Okay? I just had this whole Coinbase thing. I had this big alert, this big old bubble at the top. Your account needs to be verified before August 22 or whatever, 2022. I'm like, okay, so you remind me to do something that I don't need to do in like 10 more months. But
okay, and then so number two,
so that's where it's going.
Say number two, the number two thing that they're looking at in the infrastructure bill. So first we have the definition of a broker, and then the second,
privacy and surveillance. Privacy and surveillance of how. Let me see this again. They call it section 65 501 and requires that people receive more than $10,000 in cash and equivalents, file a report with the IRS. Includes details about who paid them, including name, social security number, like Jesse just said. Failure to report, it's a felony offense. Everything now is a felony. Seems like everything in this bill, everything seems like a felony.
I'm becoming more criminal as the hour goes.
Requires similar from business and exchanges when they receive more than 10,000 in cryptocurrency. So it is 10,000.
So basically, stricter monitoring.
Yeah,
when
stricter
it
monitoring.
Comes to
And the number 3 thing in that, like you were saying, but it doesn't take effect until 2024, January 2024, and they're thinking that some of the lobbyists are going to be fighting for this. That's what this article says, and this is from actually MSNBC. Yeah, this is from CNBC. So,
well. Regardless, the infrastructure bill is, as we knew, was going to be loaded with pork, a lot of special interest stuff, and a lot of stuff that does not work for us but against us.
Oh, absolutely.
It gives more power to the federal government, which is what it's not designed to do.
Right.
They're supposed to work for us, not control us. And we keep giving them more and more power, which is the exact opposite of what the founding fathers want.
And they're letting us, and people are letting it and allowing that. They're allowing it.
Well, not allowing it, but I mean, there's nobody got the spirit to fight no more. We're distracted with who's wearing a mask and who's not. We're totally distracted. We're totally splintered.
That was the start of it. Think about it. That was the start.
No, it's all by design. It's all by design.
Yep.
So again, without getting into that any further,
I know.
Can we spend the next 7 minutes?
Yes. Why don't you explain? And I'll
wrapping up.
I'll sit back. I'll let you explain.
I just wanted to say one thing to segue into that. We're gonna show you guys a really cool platform on NFTs, but I just wanted to mention that 1 week after Facebook has rebranded and changed their name to Meta, and there's been all this crazy pump in the metaverse and metaverse coins, Twitter has now launched a dedicated crypto team that's focused on decentralized apps, and they want to have a decentralized social media focus.
Blah, blah, Zuckerberg.
That's Dorsey. Twitter.
Dorsey, Twitter's.
Both of them. But, it just kind of, it's like one announces first and then the next one, and they're like trying to one-up each other.
They're secret lovers.
Yes. So now we are
we're
going to take a peek into the metaverse, into the this NFT platform.
Yeah, it's not metaverse. It's strictly just
NFTs.
Yeah.
Like
so Super One is an app. I've been I was introduced to it back in April of 2020. 420. Yeah, since that's been a theme of today. So it was a gaming app. Swipe left, swipe right. Is this Rihanna? Yes or no? Is this Ronaldo? Yes or no? So your sports, your famous athletes, famous celebrities, and it was all this stuff plus trivia, and you could earn sweepstakes, and it was all designed to win the token. And as someone on the app, you're able to buy tokens, and then have those tokens to spend and then win and bet and enter sweepstakes with, and all these other fun things that this app is going to do. So Super.1, if you're on a browser, go for it right now. If you're listening, definitely go for it. But if you are listening and not watching, you're going to want to watch our video replay of this, either on Facebook where we're going live now, or on YouTube to watch the edited version later. And the screenshot I'm going to show you is just simply some of my holdings. And what's cool is, you get to actually see the super PACs and how much they are. You can actually see that I bought some as early as May in 2020 when I first learned about it. And since then, they've launched an NFT product. The NFT product, it started with soccer because this is based in Europe, even though we have people from all around the world using this app. And as you can see, they started with the soccer NFTs, so I got some soccer cards, but then they released basketball. I didn't get any basketball because I really want to spend all my tokens on football. As a Miami Dolphin fan, I love Dan Marino, so I got a couple gold Dan Marinos, a couple bronze, a couple silver Dan Marinos. As you can see, as I'm scrolling through.
Those are really cool. I like how they have all the movement in them.
And that's what's different with digital art. These aren't your baseball cards. These are original photos. They're not, they're not just screenshots of an old Topps or Upper Deck card. These are actually exclusive photos. And I've got the Gronk, Joe Namath, and Deion Sanders. And so and so what they did was they released a bronze, a silver, and a gold, all very limited. I think 1 of 20. So for me to have like 3 bronze, Dan Marinos or silver Dan Marinos and 3 bronze Dan Marinos. So I have collected and spent a majority of my tokens. Now, just recently, what's exciting about Super One is our SRX token, which is the name of the onboard token on this app, is now going into an exchange. And I'm learning how to do that. We have a Telegraph account that's very just tells about all the updates and everything else. If you want to get into community, let me know. We do have a Super One community on Facebook as well. So it's very exciting times. Again, this is just one of many, 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 many platforms that NFTs will be offered. I just I like this one because of where it's going. The functionality is going to be beyond NFTs. It's going to be gaming. It's going to be a lot of fun. So beyond that, today I try to buy Mana, which is the currencies. Yeah, Decentraland. So this is your virtual property, real estate app and platform, and they use Mana. So again, you're going to start seeing a lot of platforms with their exclusive, and we talked about this, with their exclusive token. And you can only use that token in that platform. Okay? But then these tokens will be then incorporated into the exchanges so that you can trade your Ethereum to get your Mana, or to get your SRX Super One token, or whatever platform that you're moving to. And then you can exchange it freely back and forth as one platform, gets a lot more excited and a lot more users. Of course, that's going to be something that you want to watch and ride that wave as it increases in value. And then you can then pull it back into the app, spend your gains in the app, buy more NFTs, and vice versa. I mean, it's going to go on and on, guys. It's a very exciting time. I plan on all those cards, trading them as soon as they, quadruple in value. So whatever I may have paid, $500 for, that will soon be, worth
500 million.
Upwards of,
maybe.
You never know where it's going to go. The more users on any platform is going to dictate the value. If everybody's, looking for a Dan Marino card in Super One, then certainly, I'm in good shape. But if there's only 10 people, it's all about market. If there's only 10 people looking for that NFT, well, I got 10 people that are going to auction too. So it's all about being on the right platform at the right time, getting in early, and picking up some of these, fun little digital items, and being able to trade and sell and whatever else in the future. So it's very exciting. And also at Super One, they just they're going to be releasing a legend card. So what you have to do is, with the bronze, silver, and gold, you have to get all 3 for any one athlete or character that they'll be releasing. And then you add value to each of those, and they become like one big product. And then you'll get the legend card. So a legend card is only going to be available for those that have all 3 of that individual. And anyway, it's
sounds geeky.
It's being, I mean, it's the level of intrigue and interest and everything else is very exciting. And again, the amount of value that NFTs can gain after so long. So definitely a tradable item, definitely something to get into. Decentraland, I've been seeing more and more, YouTube and TikToks. I shared that video earlier with you guys. Bless you. If you want to know more about City Coins, please get in touch with either myself or Jennifer with the City Coins.
Notice nobody calls me on any of this. You notice that?
With City Coins, they actually have a really good...
If you want some shitty coins, call Joey.
If you're interested in City Coins, they do have a Discord that we are using, and it's keeping us up to date with everything. A good amount of users are on there, and a lot of buzz. People are sharing different tweets. Hey, someone just tweeted, about the New York City coin. Go there and hype it up. And so, you have a lot of action and activity going on the Discords. But yeah, so if you want to be invited to any of these groups, you want to get involved in the conversations, you want to follow the TikToks or the Instagram people that I do. I think I liked one NFT store, 6 more followed me. I mean, NFT stores are really going rampant, and they're following who's being viewed and who's being followed and everything else, and they are counter following to make sure that they get in front of you as well.
Sounds like digital stalking.
Kind of. it's actually
It's
more
creepy.
Well, it's a different kind of marketing.
It's creepy.
It's the future.
It's creepy.
Actually, it's now. It's right
You
The
now.
mean
future
now, or did
is
we just
now.
miss it? Did we just miss it, or is that now?
Now is the future.
The future is now, and
Now it's the past.
we
Now it's
are.
we missed it.
We are so early, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see how these things are playing out. If you're paying attention, you can really be a front runner and get ahead of the space and benefit from it.
Now, pay attention, because what we just talked about today, you'll see it was covered. It'll be covered in the next couple of days in the mainstream media or in the press somewhere.
We are way ahead.
and we're way ahead of it.
Breaking.
You heard it
giving you
here.
Breaking news.
By the way,
you
hey,
heard it here first.
Hey, CNBC, thanks so much for following us
Thank
and
you.
listening to our podcast.
That's right. Thank you very much.
The headlines almost duplicate. Watch. Bitcoin is a new fucking gold. Is going to be the headline.
Is the new what?
Hold on.
Where'd you get that?
I said it
headline?
earlier.
Where'd you get that headline?
Man, it's
This
our
is a
title of
kids'
the
show.
live.
There may be kids watching.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, this is not for kids. Like, do we disclose that? Oh, first of all,
By the way,
full
this is-
disclosure,
Yeah, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take our financial advice.
we are not financial advisors. We are not crypto experts. We are just fans.
Hey,
And,
speak for yourself.
We have one expert.
well, that's why we're talking.
That's why. Yeah.
I'm disclosing me personally and Joey.
When it
personally.
comes to food, that's me.
Right.
All right. well,
Derailing, that's
if,
me.
If you're interested,
Distractions, that's me.
If you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrency and in specific DeFi, since I am the DeFi diva, I have been identifying very interesting opportunities to earn crazy high yields in the DeFi space. You can contact me at spacecoastcryptoconsulting.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and here on the Crypto Wave podcast. Don't forget to share us and like us and share us with your friends so they can get this awesome content as well.
Yep. And she has a column in Brevard's Local every issue.
The Crypto Corner.
The crypto corner we
Yeah.
have for her. So
cool.
so cool.
So yeah, if you're on the Space Coast, pick that the Brevard's Local. But
It's
if you're
online, too.
if you're watching us from anywhere in the world, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of all of our new uploads. And yeah, make sure you like our Facebook page. What else? I think, did that cover it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Share us where you watch us.
Share us where you watch
Share
us.
us where you like. Oh, that's nice. I like that. What a nice tagline.
All right, we'll be back next week. Take care,
God
guys.
willing. Goodbye, everybody. Ciao.